But I do have I brought a surprise myself today. I don't want to forget to show the surprise. Okay?
Don't forget to show the surprise.
Okay.
Sorry.
Basically, it's really good to do this demo after you've had the energy drink because science for some people tends to be a little bit boring. However, I'll try to make this as pleasant as I can.
Can you hear him and that, guys? Can you hear?
Everybody here? Okay. Anyway, I'll talk louder. The world that we live on exists technically because of the balance of opposites, like negative and positive, hot and cold, north and south, acidity and alkalinity. All of these have to be in balance for nature to be balanced and for our bodies to be balanced. So when we have a temperature, we're supposed to be 98.6, I believe it is, and we know that if we are like 1 point, we know if we're like, if we're 1 point off, 2 points off, we get a fever, we get chills, and ultimately we can even die from our temperature being off. Well, think about your alkalinity and your acidity, because if you're off just 1 point, you can die and go into a coma from being compromised as far as maintaining a delicate balance, a very delicate balance of 7.365. So the only time, however, that you're going to be checked for pH is if you partake and purchase one of these at the health food store and do it yourself, because the only time that you will ever have your pH checked, technically, is not during a routine exam. This could be when they carry you to the ER on a stretcher. You've been stabbed, shot, or in an accident, and at that particular time, your body goes into a fight or flight mode, and so your adrenal gland is coming to your rescue and is trying to balance your body at 7.365, and it's going acidic. And the first thing is to put an IV drip on you. They check your vital signs, and if your pH is not looking very, very good, then they're going to administer something to get your body balanced. And so I thought you might find it interesting. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. The 3 most important properties of the water, but there are more than 3. The most important would be the alkaline acid balance. The other is going to be the ORP, which is the charge on the water, whether it be negative or positive. And then what is the ORP? And ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. When you cut an apple and you place it on a table and it turns brown, that means it's oxidizing. Best example of oxidation, there's rapid oxidation and there's slow oxidation. If you cut an avocado, an apple, that would be slow oxidation. But when you see a fire and there's just burning, a house is burning down, that's a good example of oxygen working at its best. So oxygen can be your friend and it can also be your enemy. Oxygen can also kill things. It's the greatest, as far as pathogens, oxygen will oxidize and kill anything, technically. So oxygen can hurt you as well. What I'm going to do is we're talking alkalinity right now, so I'm going to take bottles of water that are purchased every day at the convenience stores around Houston. I've also thrown in a product that's a flavored water, sort of like Gatorade. I've also got Sprite. I'm going to put 2 drops of potential hydrogen drops in each one of these. I might put an extra drop in one accidentally. I'll do my best. Okay, now we'll let that marinate for a minute. And you'll just stir those for me.
Marinate.
Next, I'm going to take the Dream Tree water, which this is 9.5 water. You may not know this, but if you are making it in a machine, if you slow it down in a countertop model machine, you can actually get 10.6, 10.8. I can take the stick right here, I did it a few minutes ago, and if I shake it up, you're getting 10.4 out of here, not 9.5. So by shaking it vigorously, okay, so I've got it right here. I'm going to this is the Dream Tree water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it over these tomatoes, which I purchased today. In a few seconds, you'll see why. So there's, I made a mistake. Okay, I'm sorry. One of these is supposed to be, how about Fiji water? I know you don't clean your vegetables with Fiji water, but it'll be good for our demonstration purposes. Next, I'm going to show you, over here I've taken tap water, and I've put the chlorine drops in them. It's right here. And you can see the color. I just put 1 drop in. Trust me, if I put 2 drops in, it turns like gold. So this gives you the indication and proves the theory that there is chlorine in this water. Now, I've got to find somebody with a I don't know, a hand. Let's see. You got a nice hand. Here. You need to take your fingers and just stick them in the water. There you go, just like that. Just grab it like that. There you go. Hold the bottom. Okay. And just hold it like that. There you go. Isn't that wonderful strength? Okay, so what will happen now?
Next, he's going to do your nails.
When I first got here, because I knew I wouldn't have enough time, I took the water, I added the drops for chlorine, and then I took the Dream Tree food grade vitamin C cartridge that goes in the handheld shower head that you showed earlier. And it shows how the vitamin C will neutralize the chlorine in the water because it was yellow. Now, this product, when I stirred it around, has turned the water clear again. So that further demonstrates the properties of the shower head, how vitamin C can neutralize chlorine. Okay? Additionally, I'm going to take the Dream Tree water,
Yes.
and I'm going to take and show you how I can take, let's do, if you buy Smart Water, you've got to be smart. So I'm going to take Smart Water, and I'm going to place it on this tea. Now, this tea bag is one of the more popular teas that's sold in Japan. It's called Yamamoto. It comes stored in a foil pack, so it's usually it's not exposed to air. And I'm going to take the Dream Tree water, and I'm going to show you how, even though this is a hot brew tea bag, I'm going to show you how you can make tea instantly. It makes tea the second the water hits it. And watch this. Not only will it make 1 cup of tea, you can actually make, the flavor's still good, you can actually do about 7 or 8 cups of tea off 1 tea bag and still have the flavor. Where scientifically that's impossible because normally on tea you can get about 1.5 cups. Sometimes you can squeeze 2 cups out of 1 tea bag and still have it be flavorful. So there you go. There is the tea. And this over here, if you place it in the windowsill, you'll have tea in about 2 hours in the window. If you just place it on the table, it takes 4 to 5 hours to make tea without adding heat to it. So we're using, this is cold water. This is not hot water. It's supposed to be boiling water. And this is not a cold brew Lipton tea bag. This is supposed to have boiling water. So what I'm demonstrating here is that when our water goes through our Dream Tree process, whether it be the stick, whether it be the pitcher, or the machine, I like that, actually creating the image here for you, the process, which is a natural process where the water passes through minerals, tourmaline ceramic technology with far infrared, there's a reaction takes place, just like how God created water, and this actually creates the pH in the water and also reverses the polarity from positive to negative, and also microstructuring the water. What does that mean, microstructuring? Well, microstructuring, if you think of it as a bunch of grapes, when you microstructure the water or restructure the water, there are 4 to 6 molecules per bunch, like 4 to 6 grapes on a little stem. Whereas conventional water has 14 to 16 molecules per bunch. This is the reason why the water was able to penetrate the tea bag cold instead of hot. This is the reason why when I pour off the water on the tomatoes, the water, which is negative charged, went into the tomato, which the toxins from when this was grown, the chemicals are in there. It's in the flesh, not in the skin, like you might think. There's what you're eating when you eat a tomato today. Now, if you buy organic, then maybe it will look like this. However, we'll warn you right now, unless you go to Whole Foods, most of the farmers markets now are selling counterfeit organic vegetables. They're making these counterfeit stickers in Mexico now. And so if you happen to have your Dream Tree stick with you like this, and a cup in your pocket, you could say, may I try that tomato? And they'll let you eat one. Put it in the little jar, put the water in, shake it up. If it turns yellow, it's not organic. It's going to be contaminated. So there it is. Now, if you are a connoisseur of tomatoes, which I'm not, you can actually do a taste test with these if somebody wants to taste them. And the one that has the contamination is really bitter, and the one that's been removed is not bitter, technically, except for the organic process. I would rather pay less money for vegetables that are not organic, under the assumption they're not organic. Place the water on it, and for 2 minutes in my sink, my lettuce and zucchini and all that, and create my own organic water. It's not grown organically, but it's the same end result. And what's important is the end result, not how they grew it, because you're not going to appreciate that. Because if the chemicals are chemicals, And there you see the chemicals. So how did this water pull the toxins out of the tomato? Because the toxins have a positive charge. All pathogens are positive charge. Your body's positive charge. The body does not want to accept anything in the body technically that's positive charge, because we learned in elementary school that positive and positive opposes and positive and negative attracts. So the next thing I want to show you is I'm going to take these some of this chlorine water right here, and I'm going to place these lemons in here. Put the lemons in here. And let me see, who had their hand in the water around here? Well, how you doing? Nice answer. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to take the chlorine drops. I'm just going to do one drop because that's what I did earlier. Just one drop. Okay. If you'll notice now, I didn't turn yellow, but all of these did. And why is that? Because it's very simple. Are we washing the vegetables, or are the vegetables washing the water? Which means, are you a filter, and you're filtering the chemicals? Would you rather be a filter, or would you rather drink the water and let somebody else filter for you? Think about that, because that's important to think. If you don't, you're a filter. I don't think most of you would be a good filter either, but there you can see it. She placed her hands into this water, which has chlorine in it. I've added the chlorine drops, but yet chlorine is not visible. So the chlorine went into her. Now, believe it or not, when you take a 10-minute shower, you can absorb up to a quart of chlorine and other 46 contaminants. If you take a bath for 30 minutes, you absorb a half a gallon. So then here you are, on one hand, you're drinking this wonderful water, and on the other hand, you're taking it into your bathing. That's why the Dream Tree shower head is very important to have, so you can control your bathing and you can control the water that you drink. See, it's actually, believe it or not, the bathing is actually more important than the drinking, because you absorb a lot of it, and also you breathe it in. So you got to think about breathing in your lungs and also absorbing it through your skin, which is your biggest organ. Okay, we're back to this. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you something that's kind of radical here. I don't know if, I'm not sure if everybody can handle this or not, but I have a lab of my own at my son's clinic, and I've been researching water now for 4 years. I actually took a year off, and for 12 years now, they've been researching water. They're able to prove now, sort of unscientifically, they use scientific equipment, but it's not really proven. Just like they don't know what water is to this day. They don't know what the gravity is. So, those are scientists. But anyway, we took Dream Tree water, and we cooked this rice 3 weeks ago, right, Carol? Where's Carol?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to blow your mind. What we did, my wife's going to pass around right now something that, Pastor, you've got to see this. Go ahead and get it going.
David, can't get away with anything around
No, get it going and then hand it around, so I'm going to show. This rice, at one of our Tuesday night meetings, we prayed over the rice, and what we did is we said, "You are beautiful. I love you. I'm happy. I'm so joyful." You laugh. I'm going to tell you right now. You're not going to laugh in a minute when I show you this. Water can communicate. It doesn't have a vocabulary or doesn't have a particular language. But they have proven that water can tell intent. Intent comes from the heart. And if you pray over water, just like we was talking about John, was 4:6 or 4:5?
John 5.
Yeah, the water, the blood, and the Spirit. The Spirit is the witness. The healing, when people pray for you, what if the healing comes from the water within the body, which is also in the blood, and that is what causes. So you're going to see something here in a minute that's going to blow your mind. Listen to this. This rice that we prayed over is 100% in mint condition. It's been sitting at room temperature. This lid has not been removed, and there is no contamination. There is no mold on this right here. Now listen to this. On this rice, we did. I didn't do first. I had Carol first. We said, "I hate you." We said, "We love Hitler. You are ugly, and you're bad." Check it out. There's your mold. The whole rice is molding right now. Turning to mold.
Here's this one.
Now,
Was that cooked with green?
this is cooked with the Dream Tree water and prayed over. Now I want to say this. Furthermore, in our labs, I have my own dark field microscope. Now, you pass that thing around now? Everybody needs to watch this, because we're taking water now and we are freezing it cryogenically, and we are looking at it through our dark field microscope. And you will find that water has a hexagon shape. And if you, from the heart, if your intent is pure, the water looks like a diamond. You'll see it in your own eyes. If you say bad words and curse and play rock and roll music through the water, because we've done it with earphones through the Voss bottle, it will be disassociated and disarranged. You can see it right there. Now, I know this is hard for y'all to accept. We used to talk about the metaphysical. Well, I thought I was a molecular hydrationist, but I've changed my title now to a meta-molecular hydrationist. How you like that? Because there is a spiritual aspect to the water, which is really, to be honest, what's blowing my mind. Because this test that we did has been replicated over 100 times on YouTube, and the results have been the same every time. Every time. We take water, we put it in bottles, we put earphones to it, we play Beethoven music, and that's what you see right there. Everybody needs to see
Beautiful
this.
crystals.
Beautiful crystals. And actually, you know what the number one thing is it love, or what's the
Love and gratitude.
love and gratitude produces the diamond, the crystal, that looks the most beautiful. It actually has the shape of a heart in the middle of it. Look at this. So